What's up, YouTube? Behind the bars, coming at ya in the shed. Just going to give you a quick rundown on what we're up to and where we're heading to. And I'm taking the WR250R. We're doing a double crossing, unsupported, of the Simpson Desert. So me and another fella on a WR250R hit the Simpson. We shoot off and pretty shortly, so I was just going to give you guys a quick rundown on what I've done. Tank bag, this is what I do. Pretty simple little system. Hangs over, screws down with the fuel cap, hangs off the sides, got a couple little lucky straps to hold it sort of onto the tank. I put my rear 18-inch tyre tube, and my first aid kit goes on the top. On the other side I've got hat, beanie, gloves, rag, just soft stuff so that if I do go down, which I won't, they squash up. I've also got little pockets there. I can put a litre bottle of water, so that gives me 2 litres extra that I can carry. Doesn't matter if they burst, I've still got other water as well. I use a Wolfman tank bag. Keeps my phone, my camera gear, chargers, stuff like that. Battery bank, all that sort of stuff. Wolfman fender bag, that carries my front tube. I use a Coyote giant loop rear bag, so no racks. One side for my food, top side for my clothes, other side for miscellaneous bits and bobs, towel and stuff like that, comfort stuff. I carry my air pump on this side, down nice and low. On the other side is my extra bit of chain, my chain breaker. I carry those on the other side down nice and low. In my rear bag, which is the yellow one on the back, that's my dry duffel. That carries tent, sleeping bag, X-pad, chair, general camping around stuff, you know, extra bits and pieces. I use a dome tent, no tent pegs, self-supporting. On the top of that is my, I've got a little green tarp that I use to either put on the ground if I have to, very rarely, or normally I throw it over the top of the bike. That keeps all the stuff on the bike dry, you know, because I leave my bags open, so I'll throw the tarp over the top, keeps the dew out of the bags. On top of that again is my folded up 15 litre dry bladder. Had these custom made to fit in a tank bag, which is a lot bigger than this, but it goes inside a canvas tank bag. This system works fine. The yellow bag weighs about 3 kilos, 4 kilos at tops. So there's not a lot of weight up high, but except for when I fill this up, it sits up on top. Bit of an inconvenience, but I dump the fuel as quick as I can into the front tank. Other than that, the bike's been serviced by me. It has oil change and inspection. I've gone over everything, pulled the FMF programmer out of it on recommendations from Greg Yeager, as in, because I want to get good fuel economy. So yeah, I pulled that thing out, went back to stock. Basically I run a 1349 rear sprocket set. I've got a 14 inside my toolbox here, which I'll show you in just a moment. But I found that it's too tall of a gearing for me and just my riding style, so I like to be a little bit higher in the rev range. So I've put a 13 back on, so I'm running a 1349 now. I'll take that 14 with me just in case I need it. Pretty simple process to switch them out. Yeah, but at the moment I'm going to leave it like that. I'll just grab you guys. This is my toolbox here. It's just a piece of PVC tube. I've bolted it to the rear peg, passenger pegs. There's just a bolt there. It's a metal strap that goes up, and it's also bolted here in behind on the helmet hook. Yeah, that's gone obviously, and I've utilised that bolt hole. It's just PVC with an end cap on it, bungee cord so that the end cap can't come off and vibrate loose. Tyre irons, spanners, puncture repair kit, just basically, you know, steel fix, zip ties and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty tight kit, pretty tight little setup. While I've got you here, This is my dashboard. So I run a Zumo 590. I use Trans Australia Trails to download their GPS tracks. Not that we really need them for out there. There's only a few tracks to ride on, but so yeah, that. And I also run HEMA maps on my old Samsung S5 phone. Still works fine. Yeah, so I just run HEMA maps off of that. I've got a 12 volt charger up here to charge the phone at the same time. It's a double port so that I can also run power into this tank bag, of which I put a power bank. So and I charge that up during the day riding, and then over night time I can use my phone and stuff and have it powered up, and I charge up my GoPro batteries. It has a light bar which I fitted up the top. Pretty good. Yeah, it's just a spot, so it's not really a flood, but it yeah, it gives off plenty of light on the side, so quite happy with that. Works well. It's the bike's, put you back here. The bike has Technic suspension, front and rear, so I've wound the suspension up a little bit on the back. We'll see how that travels, but you know, I may tinker with it when I get into the sand. I highly doubt it. It's a pretty standard sort of setup. I like it. It works well unloaded and loaded, I suppose. It seems to work quite well for me. I'm running a 606 rear on the rear there. It's half worn, and I've got a Michelin on the front. I can't remember now. Front tyre. It's a MX51. That's right, MX51. It's not a road legal tyre, but once you get out, they work really well in the sand and the loose stuff, so I really like that tyre. So I'll be dropping pressures, but yeah, I'm not going to put new tyres on the bike. I don't think it needs it. These 606s will go for ages, you know, so we're only a few thousand kilometres that we'll be doing on this, and a lot of it will be sand, so I won't have to worry about a rear tyre. The itinerary is, I'm driving from here. I live in northern New South Wales. I'm heading up to Bundaberg, and then I'll meet up with the guy that I'm crossing with. Then we drive his Nissan Navara out to Birdsville, drop the car off there, take the two bikes across on the French line over to Dalhousie. So we'll spend a night in the desert. Yeah, over to Dalhousie. We'll spend another night at Dalhousie just because we want to have a swim and chill out. You know, it's not a major rush. Then the next day into Mount Dare. Then probably up to Fink, over to Colgira, and then do a dirt road that we know and have travelled several times before, down beside the APY lands, down to Curtin Springs, then out to Uluru. Want to spend a couple of days there, or only a day if I can get up there in the first day, but I'm going out to climb it. I've really got to climb it this time. I've been there a few times before and had no luck with the weather, so yeah, some people have their own opinions on it. I have my own opinion, and I'm going to climb it. So yeah, I want to get there and do that. Then we head back, basically the same way, back to Dalhousie, and then we'll decide then, because we'll have a bit of an idea of how much fuel these bikes will use, whether we can go down the double AA line instead of going straight back across the French line. So yeah, either way, it doesn't matter. We'll just fly by the seat of our pants. That's our general idea though, and then back to Birdsville, and then shoot for home, back to Bundy, and then I'll drive from Bundy back home. So but yeah, looking really forward to it. It's going to be a good trip. Awesome little bike. This thing's going to do it easy. It's already done trips out there before. Goes like a little rocket. It's not fast, but it'll get you there reliably. So yeah, looking really pumped to get out there and have a crack at this. Doing a double crossing unsupported. How hardcore is that? Well, not really, because heaps of people have done it. So yeah, it's nothing spectacular, but it's yeah, one of the trips that we want to tick off. That myself and the guy that I ride with, we've done a fair few big trips a lot of times. So yeah, it's one of our trips that we want to tick off. But anyway, looking forward to it, and keep watching. I'll get a couple of videos while we're out there, and thanks for watching this. Cheers. See you later.